Salvete vobis, salvete vobis. I'm John Coleman from ApocatastasisInstitute, an institute for the humanities and alternative college and high school here on New Milford, Connecticut, USA. And this broadcast is our regular installment of Latin. We, of course, also offer introductory Greek and Arabic here at the Institute. We are getting into chapter 28 today. We're going to do some translating. And this is from the series Ecce Romani, which we use for our high school and adult learners. For our younger students, we also offer a program, Latin for Children, which is the name of the text, in fact, which we use. This is the illustration for chapter 28. And I'm going to move this little table over, and we're going to get right into things as we are preparing to go shopping. Okay, and just let me get my spectacles on so we can adjust the precision of this image. This looks pretty good. Let's just play around with this a little bit. Yeah, that's about as good as it's going to get, which is fine for us. All right, we're just going to translate today. And we read Mane erat. And by the way, I'm just going to read this through each paragraph, and then I'm going to go back and translate the sentences. So I'm going to read this whole section here and then go back sentence by sentence. Like I said recently, you want to do that. You want to read, actually, preferably, you would want to read this probably 3 times before you even begin to translate, just to familiarize yourself with the text. Mane erat, auriria in cubicoro sedebant, renies eos corabant due encire, quarum altera speculum tenebat, alteram renies pectebat. Figria, quae crinies negligenter petebant, luminum vexabat. Sira, quad manus temebat, speculum non bene tenebat. Auriria igitur, negligentia earum vexata subito. Locus aratus. Quam negligentis estis, locus aratus finis cremavit. Abiti ad vitae, vocati Corneliam, aecam me cum in urbe ducere volo. Besides subconsciously warming you and I up to the language, another good reason to read without even worrying about translating is it allows one to work on their pronunciation. In any case, Mane erat, it was morning. Aurelia in cubicolo sedebat. Aurelia was sitting in perfect ablative in the bedroom. Renies, aequus corabat due encires, quarum alteram speculum tenebat, altera crinies pectebant. Her hair, two slave girls, were taking care of her hair, one of which was holding a mirror, and another was combing the hair. Frigria, quae crinies negligenter pectebant, Frigria, one of the girls, who was negligently combing the hair, ablative, was annoying her mistress. Sira, quod manus tremebat, Cirrus, because her hand was trembling, because the mistress is unhappy, and this is a character trait of Aurelia, incidentally. Speculum non bene tenebat, was not holding the mirror, speculum, well. Aurelia igitur, therefore Aurelia, negligentia earum vexata, herself being annoyed by the negligence, immediately shouted, clamavit, we have to jump here to get the verb, and then we have the ejaculation here. So immediately she shouted, Quam negligentis estes, how negligent y'all are. Abite, abite, go away, go away. Vocate, imperative, a command, call Cornelia. Aicum mecum in urbe ducere voro. Her with me, mecum with me, her with me, I want to bring into the city. Statum exierunt ancile. Immediately, the girls, the slave girls, they exit. Mox in cubiculum initiat Cornelia. Soon into the room entered Cornelia. Cur me vocaste me, mater? Why did you, excuse me, singular, not y'all, why did you call me, ablative, mom? Aurelian respondit. Pater tuos amicus quos damen quibus sunt senatoris precari ad cenam odie invitavit. Aurelia responded, your father has certain friends, certain senators who are famous, or amongst whom are famous senators. Let's say your father has certain friends. Amongst these certain friends are certain famous senators. Ad cenam odie invitavit. To dinner today, he has invited them, short notice. Parcum servus jam emit. A slave is now buying a pig, sed ego in animo havio ipsa in urbam ire ad mercatorum quendam huius taberna, non procur abes. But I am wishing, that's a verbal phrase here. This is one single verb, let's say. I am in my soul having, so we would translate, I'm intending myself to go into the city to a certain merchant ad quendam mercatorum, whose store is not far away, nam diris optimos ili vendere soret, for he is known to sell the best dormice. And we'll have plenty of occasion in our time together to translate and to meet dormice. They are just like what they sound like. They're little mice that the Romans would stuff and eat. We all eat weird things. And one of the weird things the Romans ate were glires, dormice. Situs vis mecum ire, me in atrio expecta. If you want to come, infinitive, to come with me, contraction, expect me in the atrium, or in the how do we say, mudroom, in the mudroom. Interia servus iubebos salasa januam fere. Meanwhile, I will command the slaves, ablative, they're being commanded, to bring, infinitive irregular verb, the sedan chairs to the door. Right, January, right, Januarius, the first month of the year, is the door of the year. Janua is door. So I'm going to command the slaves to bring the sedan chair. So a sedan, before it was a make of car, a sedan is the type of chair you see where slaves have it on two poles and they put it on their shoulder. That's a sedan chair. And we know from this series elsewhere that it was forbidden during the daytime, much like in New York City for certain vehicles today. It was forbidden for the Romans to bring wheeled vehicles into the city of Rome because of the congestion. So there's nothing new under the sun. So if you're a lazy bones rich guy, you can't get around on your wagon during the day in Rome, but you can, I guess, a kind of a legal dodge, you can come up with these cellas, these chairs on poles, which sound just as clunky as a wagon, but anyway, you got around the attorneys that way. All right, so the girls are going into town to go shopping for the evening. That is our scene in this chapter 28. And when we do this next time, we'll get into our questions, our exercise questions, And we'll get into the grammar for this chapter, the relative clauses, as well as pronouns. But for today, we have done our work. Now, I encourage you to check out our website down below and to consider enrolling this semester in one of our language courses. We have Latin at the beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels, as well as separately a Latin program for little children in primary school. And then on the introductory levels only, we do offer here at Apocatastasis the languages of Greek and Arabic besides Latin. So in time to come, we will have more complex servings of those tongues, but for Latin, boy, oh boy, are you all set. And indeed, boy, oh boy, are we all set for this recording. Thanks for hanging out, and I bid you a hearty valete.